Welcome to episode 73 of Southern Gospel Now. Our report is made possible by SouthernGospelPrizes.com. Currently up for grabs, the Southbound Prize Pack, including their new DVD, Live from the Franklin Theater. More details and registration at SouthernGospelPrizes.com. We start the report this week with news of the fourth inductee to the SGMA class of 2022. It's songwriter Kyla Rowland. SGMA member Rick Shelton talks about Miss Rowland.
Many know who Kyla because of her songwriting. So many songs that take root in the soul and impact a life. But Kyla's ministry extended way beyond just the songwriting. She was a speaker. She was an author. She was a conference leader. She was a singer. Boy, could she sing. She knew how to communicate a song. But most importantly, she was a prayer warrior.
The class of 2022 of the SGMA Hall of Fame will be officially inducted in a ceremony at this year's National Quartet Convention. Many of the top groups in Southern gospel music gathered last week in Oklahoma City to be a part of an Oklahoma homecoming with Bill Gaither. Mr. Gaither was honored by the Maybe Center with a mural celebrating the fact that he has had the most appearances ever at the facility. His first appearance was back in 1976, and he's appeared at the Maybe Center 40 times in all. 40 days and 40 nights of gospel music is 20 days into the event. Thus far, 496 people have given their lives to Christ. Ray Flynn, president of Abraham Productions, says this event is making some new Southern gospel fans as well.
It's just amazing. There's so many people who have never been exposed to Southern gospel music who come to this event for the first time and absolutely fall in love with the music. You can tell whenever we ask how many of you have never seen Karen Peck or how many have never seen Legacy 5. And a lot of times more than 50% of the people will say they've never had the opportunity to ever see them. And so it's wonderful how many additional people are being exposed to the music. But then in addition to that, the fans of the music who are coming from everywhere in the country to the Ark Encounter and to the Creation Museum to be a part of this world's largest Christian music festival. Such a blessing.
40 days and 40 nights of gospel music continues through September 10th. Meanwhile, in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, the preparations are underway for this year's National Quartet Convention. NQC Executive Vice President Clark Beasley says, while times change, some things with the storied event remain the same.
You know, it was J.D. Sumner's idea to have one event of the year where the entire gospel music family would gather as like a kind of a homecoming or camp meeting for the gospel music industry. And with all of them gathered at one place at one time at one event, that would give the gospel music fan and supporter the opportunity to have one-stop shopping to see all of their favorite artists at one event. And I'm proud to say 65 years after the first National Quartet Convention that this year's NQC will be very true to that original vision.
You'll find all the details about this year's National Quartet Convention at natqc.com. The new song from Karen Peck and New River is The Keepers. Karen explains what a keeper is.
I know so many keepers, and they are the people that work so hard behind the scenes. They never want to be recognized. They never want to be in the forefront, and they're always serving others. And they really do show a great example of Jesus and his love and having a servant's heart.
The latest single release from the Nelons is Scars in Heaven. Amber Nealon Kistler says it was a very emotional recording session.
The entire time that we recorded this, Autumn and I cried our eyes out because we lost our dad. And then, of course, with me, it was the loss of the babies. We've had a lot of loss, but I'm so thankful that the only scars in heaven will be at the one who's holding us in the palm of his hand. And I'm thankful for that promise. I know that we'll see our loved ones again. And I'm just grateful that we do have a hope in Jesus and the promise of heaven.
The Wisecarvers' current single is All I Got, All I Need. Kayla Wisecarver offers a thought about this song, which she wrote.
When I think about the fact of maybe losing everything and just being down to me and Jesus, or maybe in your life, maybe you've lost a lot of things, whether it might be a job, a home, family, friends, or stability, whatever it might be that you have lost. Maybe now it's just you and the Lord. And the wonderful thing is everything that you need, He is. So even when you're down to just you and Jesus, you still got everything because He is everything.
The current tune from the Crabb family is Never Been. Adam Crabb says he hopes this brings comfort to those who are grieving.
It's hard to let those that you love go, but if they could come back, I think they would say, hey, we don't want to. I love this song. I love what it means, and I pray that it will help someone else out there that maybe is struggling with letting go. Just understand they're in a much better place.
The current single from the Guardians is Not For Long. It talks about how our trials and troubles are temporary. Think Southern gospel singers are immune from the struggles of daily life? Pat Barker of the Guardian says, think again.
None of us are immune to the problems of the world. I mean, just because you stand on a stage and you sing gospel music, people think, well, they must have a life very different from mine. And the truth is, we do not. We have issues. We have financial troubles. We have illnesses. We have family struggles. We have the same thing that they have. And even as a minister of the gospel, there are moments where it feels hopeless. And you look around and you go, where is God in all of this? And then if you can just hang on, if you can just continue to have faith, God's working everything out for the good. He who began a good work in you is going to be faithful to complete it.
Greater Vision is releasing their new radio single August 26th. We've got a sneak peek for you of Older People.
Their wisdom is a treasure right underneath our steeple. We could learn so much if we take the time to listen to older people.
We'll be hearing that one very soon on Southern Gospel Radio. Tops on the Singing News Power 50 chart this week, The Sound with God is Real. The song is enjoying its second week in the top spot. Well, that's it for this week's report. If you missed episodes of Southern Gospel Now along the way, they're all available wherever you find podcasts, or you can listen at southerngospelnow.com. Southern Gospel Now is brought to you by southerngospelprizes.com. I'm Greg Goodman, reminding you to love your neighbor. I'll catch you next week for another episode of Southern Gospel Now.